Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for joining the Broken Chains podcast. I am your host, Brian Ricks. I'd like to thank everybody for showing up this morning. So, today it is a really glorious day for me because I have a gentleman on here I have been trying to get on this podcast for a minute. When people talk about divine interventions or those times where God put you in the right place at the right time to meet the right people, I was blessed. This brother is by far one of the people that I respect the most. I respect his character, I respect his humility, but also I respect the way his brain works. I mean, like we've dubbed this cat Chat GBT. Like his just aura is immaculate. So on today's episode, the Broken Chains podcast, we're going to be talking about chain breakers. So I want to introduce my brother, Mr. Kendric Hurd. Mr. Kendric, how are we doing, my brother?
Man, I am doing so good this morning. Brian, thank you so much for that warm greeting. Wow.
Take you. You have to understand. Hold on, let me hit that real quick. So I met this gentleman last year, and I think I met him before. I really can't remember. So the place where we both graduated from, I don't know the stipulations if we can actually give its legitimate name, so we'll just call it the Academy. So I'm working at the Academy. You know, I'm doing recovery work. I work with my peers and stuff. And in walks this gentleman named Kendric Hurd. And he's real soft-spoken, but his words carry about the weight of Mjolnir from Thor. It's like every time you talk, brother, the room just gets so spiritually quiet. And it's like everybody just holds on to your words because they are that powerful. I just really want you to know that from my perspective, bro. I am so blessed to have you on here. So tell everybody a little bit about yourself, if you don't mind.
All right, man. Dude, my name is Kendric. I'm just, the average, man, 40-year-old man trying to get it together. Late in the game, but yet right on time. That type of, feel. Yeah.
I think I lost you for a second. I'm gonna hold real fast. Hopefully.
I'm sorry, I just got a call. Somebody was just.
It's all good. Trust me, I will wait, bro. I've been waiting on this one for about a month or so. I'm good.
He's trying to intercede. No, but yeah. So I mean, I am basically where I'm at now, as opposed to where I was and where I've come from, as far as addiction, and I mean, it's a world away. I'm very grateful for that. Like you had mentioned, we did meet in an academy setting, and it was very the work that took place in there on a personal level was very divine for me in that situation. And I'm very grateful and very thankful to that source for introducing me to the right people at the right time. And that's how I feel right now in my life, is that I'm with the right people at the right time, on the right side of the street, doing the right things for the right reasons. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, absolutely.
Grew up from Arkansas, lived in Texas, New Mexico. New Jersey is where I called home for 20 years. Came back in 2017 here. And, like they always say, that little cliche of like, hey, wherever you go, you take you with you, that whole type of a thing. And so, yeah, I'm learning to deal with Kendric on a daily basis. Dealing with Kendric on a daily basis. And, and where I'm at now, I might be getting off topic here, but I'm very excited about where I'm at now. Where I'm at now, it's like, as things get better, you know?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Whole thing about humility that you talked about it when you were introducing me, that thing is really something that I've been praying for a lot, you know, in these past few months. It's just like, really just applying that in everything that I do, because things are good and they're supposed to be good, because that's the part of the purpose I'm supposed to live, is a good and healthy life. And it's like, with that, comes like, hey, sometimes I get like this little sense of entitlement, like things are supposed to be like that. And so I need to just like level it out a little bit. And so that's where I'm at right now. I know that's not the question that you asked, but hey, listen, that's where I went. That's where it is.
That's fine with me, brother. So I had a couple of questions from the last time you were supposed to come on here, and I can't really remember where I put them, so I'm gonna try to go off kilter real quick. So you are one of the people I call chain breakers. It a lot of times in our lifestyle of where we're at in either our recovery, our sobriety, we have this saying that, recovery requires you to be selfish. Personal recovery comes first. And I fully understand that. But there are some individuals who are, when they are focusing on their walk and recovery, they carry themselves in such a manner that other people start to gravitate toward them. And by example, they are helping other people break their chains of either addiction or mental health, or the things that are holding them captive to a belief system that was never really created for them to own.
Hmm.
So tell me a couple of people who have been inspirational, either by words, by example, or just their walk, that have been examples of showing you that hope is possible when it comes to breaking your chains.
Okay, awesome. That was a really good question. I love that. There are a number of men who inspire me each and every day. There are some women too. I'm talking to one of them right now.
I appreciate that.
Talking to one of them right now, when we were at the academy, and just watching you in that arena doing what, aligned with your purpose, coming in every day. That was like, hey, listen, that's, I like that. I want some of that. You know what I'm saying? I can model myself after that, that was very inspiring. And so I just want to let you know that, yeah, you're definitely on that list, Brian. I have a guy that I work with closely, call it a sponsor. That's what he is to me. And his name is Thomas Bowden. And he really is a man of service. He really is giving to the point where, I mean, when it talks about like, going outside of yourself, helping others to find yourself,
Mhm.
it he induces others to serve him because of his willingness to serve other people. And so that for me, that he's definitely a man that I am just like, I'm in awe about. He's kind of one of those individuals where I'm like, when I'm with him, I'm like, oh my gosh, saying, and it's like, wow, this guy human? And it's but yeah, he's one of those people. And there's some other people as well. Uh Devin Adams, Rajon, Gant, those are the men, my brothers from the academy, who really are just back out there. They're doing their thing. They're coming back in that setting, and they're living by example. And that is what I really hold on to. It's not so much as what we say. I mean, it's all about what we are doing.
Absolutely.
Oh, that really attracts people to us each and every day. Because we can say a million things, we can list a million things, we can list all the material things that we do have, but it's the action that really promotes the attraction. That really pulls people towards us, you know what I'm saying? And that's what you gentlemen have, and that's what I love about it.
I appreciate that, man. I have to say, I think that I'm more blessed out of all three of us. I may be the oldest, but when you're around Devin Adams, you just get this feeling like you're being empowered to move mountains because I know his story. I know where he came from and the things that he has done in his life is anything short of inspiring. Like if you say anything that does not really show the effort he has put in his recovery, you would be doing him a disservice. And Mr. Gant, I mean, like he's like you. He's one of those gentlemen that he doesn't say much, but when he does, it changes the whole reality and atmosphere of not only the community around him, but the presence that people feel. He doesn't raise his voice. I mean, like I'm short. I'm 6 foot. Devin and Rajon are both like 6 foot, 7 foot 12 giants. And it's not their size that makes them feel powerful. It's their deeds and their words. It's just, you know what I mean? It's like this aura that they carry with them that just, I've seen videos of Devin doing strongman competitions, pulling trucks and throwing tires 6, 7, 50 feet or something like that. And to me, it's those things are just small compared to the mountains they have had to move. And I am truly blessed to be able to work with these gentlemen every day. I get to work alongside them and grow just like the men in the academy because like you said at one point in time that's where we were at too. So I appreciate the homage, and I know if the guys get to see this, they're going to appreciate it too. Now I know that we're kind of not the only ones. I'm trying to hint for you to talk about somebody because I always like when I hear her talk about you, and that would be Mama.
I Yes. So I did mention that there are like a number of women who I also attribute to my recovery, and they're actually I cannot talk about the woman that you hinted at, and I'm going to let the suspense linger a little bit, even though I'm pretty sure that each and every person who's listening to this, who's watching this, pretty knows exactly the name I'm
Oh
going.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Just for suspense purposes, I will just kind of build it up. I can't talk about her without first mentioning another young lady who I mean words cannot express the connection that the three of us share, and that's because they have seen me at my worst. They have come into situations to help, I would say, rectify as like, for lack of a better term, but really to as a divine intervention. They've really these their names are Holly Hanley and Kathy McConnell. I mean, they pulled over, on the side of the road when they saw me and let me know, hey, listen, there is still options for you. We still care about you. We love you. And I mean, and I'm in that state where I'm just like, I'm off the hinges. Like, recovery is far, 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 far from my mind. It's far from my soul and my spirit. Like, but these women like literally saw me on the side of the road and were like, we were just passing through and we saw you and we, hey, listen. But when we talk about like, people believing in us when we did not believe in ourselves, when we did not have the strength to believe in ourselves. Those are the two that I have to give credit to that. That is the type of love that they show me.
Yeah. Yeah,
This
absolutely.
Kendrick, we see it in you. Um, and we're willing to go the distance until you can find that for yourself. And when you find that for yourself, wow,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
and it's time and time again. And those are my angels. Those two women are my angels. They're part of my team that are working in the background for me. And it always happens like this. And I'm very, very grateful for this. No matter how much I think that my life is going good, my team of angels in the background are always showing me, hey, listen, it's getting better. It's better than you ever imagined.
Absolutely.
We're thinking about you even when you don't think that, like, we're thinking about you, and we're promoting that goodness, that potential that we see in you, and just keep going.
Yeah. Yeah.
And and it's one of those things, like, and when you try to express gratitude, because like that's
Mhm.
where your heart is, like, you're like, I'm so grateful. You can see it in their face, where it's just like, we're just living our lives, just doing, what I'm saying, like kind of like that humility that they have when you're talking about it, when you're offering your
Oh
thanks.
yeah.
It's just like, no, this is just our natural character. And so I love that. I love that about them. And I'm love that my higher power has allowed me to really connect with people that way. That's a
Yeah.
that way, that motherly love, that sisterly love, that that I need, that I really and truly need, each and every day.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely
Yeah.
Catherine and Holly Hanley. Those
Yeah.
are my two, and they know. They ab-
Yeah. And the one thing I can say that I respect most about both of them, like when I went through the academy, they were both there. And Holly's one of those people that see things that most people overlook, whether it's the kink in your armor, the doubt you might have in yourself. And she has this, like, how can I put it? I don't want to say childlike, but it's like this transparent, innocent look at things, like, yes, I see the problem. And the problem's here, where your mind has it way up to here. So let's bring it back a little bit and look at it from a scope of reality, instead of things being so magnanimous as you might think it is. And then when it comes to Miss Kathy, word goat comes to mind. And it's like, most people, when they think a motherly, a mother figure, they think compassion, they think, you hurt your knee, let's baby it and all this. Miss Kathy is one of those people that calls you to be responsible in a way that glorifies not only your higher power, but empowers you yourself. She has this saying, suck it up, buttercup. You know, sorry, not sorry. She's one of those people that will tell you straight to your face how it is. And not to say it to be mean or downgrade, but sometimes we just really need to know the truth. We
Mhm.
need to hear the truth. We don't need it to be sugar coated. We don't need it to be watered down.
Yeah.
When I was in my addiction, I needed somebody to hold me accountable to a standard.
Yeah.
And it's like Mr. Eric Thomas always says, he says, your best is not the standard is the standard. And she carries herself in a manner that calls you to hold yourself to a standard. And
Mhm.
if you don't, just know she'll let you know. It's not a secret that she cares about a lot of people, and her walk, how she conducts herself, it's transparent. but she's also one of those people that gives you that hard truth sometimes that nobody else wants to tell you or don't have the heart to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
And in our profession of being hope dealers, being people who bring change to brokenness, she's way up here at the forefront. And I think that's one reason why a lot of us follow her is because we know where she's leading us and we respect the manner and how she does it. So yeah, they are like angels. Every once in a while, it looks like they might have horns behind their halos, but I have to give them their credit. The program would not be the program without them, hands down. I don't think there's any other individuals that could make it into what it has become. So yeah, I fully agree on that one. So what was the other one I had? Oh yeah. So since you've been out, how many? Well, I don't know what your birthday sobriety birthday is. So, do you know as of today how many days you've been clean and sober?
Oh, wow. You're like right on time, dude. I just celebrated a year of sobriety on 4th.
What? You
Yeah,
just celebrated a year when?
April 4th. April 4th, April 4th. Yeah. So April 4th, 2025, that is my sobriety date.
Hey.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
so you know, at the academy we do a lot of data when it comes to numbers, especially for individuals like us. And you know what they say, a lot of people believe the first year is the hardest.
Hmm.
So, what has been your forefront up here that has led you to this year, if you don't mind me asking?
Absolutely. So a lot of a good portion of that I got a good jump start was being incarcerated. That was one of those things that really got a good jump start on that. And my story is always that divine intervention that we talked about is always a jail setting. God removes me from the situation. So that I keep saving me from myself. That whole thing. Um, so that gave me a good jump start on that. And we talk about a year, and I do this because it's one of those things where I try to hold myself accountable to go further the distance. But I tell myself, hey, Kendrick, you've been here before. You've been here before. What's different this time? We've had a year before, we've had 18 months before, we've had 2 years before. What is different this time? What are we doing different? Are we applying those differences in each and every day to try to go further and to go the distance? And so that's how I analyze exactly where I'm at, and to hold myself accountable to go even further. Um, but yeah, also work. I have a job that I love, that I get to show up to every day, that I get to show up to every day, that I
Yeah, absolutely.
love. It's my playground. I love it. It's like, going to the park and swinging on swings, and and I love it. And I attribute that to Miss Kathy, day 2 of me being out, I was afforded the opportunity to come work at a lovely place. Um, and And so now what I'm doing is like, okay, work is good. Work is a very good, important part of, recovery. I've a lot of us, like many of us, roaming around and not having that, that structure. Once you find that and you are able to apply that, that's a good substitute at the beginning. But right now, I'm trying to find a work-life balance. That type of thing outside of work, fellowshipping. I do work a program. I'm very happy to say that I work a program. I work steps. I do some things, and I prayer, meditation. I write. I journal. I talk to myself. I talk out. But
Yes.
do you hear me? I work it
Yes.
out,
Yeah.
and I might look type crazy, but it's fine because that's exactly how it talks to me and how it speaks to me and how it works with me, and that's a connection that I have. And that's what it is. I cannot discredit my higher power. That is really that is the force that is back of it, is my higher power. Um, and there are some people and some individuals who I'm able to model myself after each and every day. And I am very fortunate to have that. And that is part of the difference that I was talking about when I really asked myself the question of, like, first, very sternly, Kendrick, we've been here before. What is the difference? And that is the difference, is that I'm surrounding myself with some good people to really model myself after. People who I do care to, who have character traits and qualities that I do want to possess myself. And I model myself after that, praying each and every day to connect with all that I'm being afforded, and being grateful for all that I've been being afforded. So that is where that's what's gotten me here, and that's what's going to keep me going. If I do what I did yesterday, if I do what I did the day before, if I do what I did the week before, all those little things that it took to get me here, all those frustrations that I've run across, and all of those solutions, right, that I found in those things that I'm able to apply once I see them, building up. Hey, listen, I can keep going, and 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 I can keep going. And then I realized that, hey, listen, I'm not trudging anything. I'm really just walking along life, and I'm really doing um, what I'm called to do every day. And that's just finding purpose in each and every day.
Mhm.
That's something that I've really been praying for, because once you find out the big purpose and it's being revealed to you, like the big picture,
Yeah.
I really do just try to hone those things down. And how do I find purpose within this day that matches that kind of serves that?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And all of those things, and all of those principles, and those the spiritual principles, and all those things that feed into that. If I can find that in every moment, and live towards that, everything is going to be good. And acceptance.
Yes.
Acceptance.
Yes.
Acceptance, accepting the world as it is, not trying to change things as I wish them to be or as I want them to be. And yeah, just meeting everything, and taking it as it is.
I like that. I like that. Sometimes, and this is just me and I can't speak for anyone else. I know sometimes I get so wrapped up in fulfilling my purpose that sometimes I miss the feeling that I'm supposed to have while in the moment, because I don't know. Sometimes it's hard to quantify, but when you know you're in your purpose, when you're walking in your purpose, and you're doing every single thing to the best of your ability to bring glory and honor to God, sometimes I forget to stop and live in that moment that years upon years ago I took for granted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm going on 6 years clean and sober from all mind altering substances, brother. I don't smoke, I don't vape, I don't drink, I don't dip. I barely drink coffee or an energy drink. I want to get my life to a point to where there's no excuse on any decision I make. If I make a decision that does not bear fruit, I want it to just be on me.
Yeah.
And when I'm in my purpose, I get to sit there and revel in that, because how many people get to go through 20 something years of being chained to a belief system, idea, or a substance, and then you get to slowly start breaking the kinks in that chain to where, did you ever think this would be our life, Kendrick? Think about it. Did you ever think that you and I would be in a position to not only inspire people, but to change the way the human consciousness looks at addiction, mental health, and things like that. And I'm enjoying this moment, like right now, talking to a person that I hold to the highest regard. And we can communicate not about the the bad mistakes we made, these things, but we get to glorify what we get to do at this moment. And
Yeah.
a lot of times, that's where I mean by enjoying the moment in your purpose.
Yeah.
Because I never thought I'd be here.
Yeah. So let me just say this. Like, I want to be that person that you're talking about right now. That person that's like, hey, like, I'm changing the world and I'm changing people's souls. Like, I'm like, when I walk in the room, like, I am that gift of revelation for them. Like, the mind is just, changing. They're attracted to like what I have going on. That is awesome. That would be great. Nobody's ever told me anything like that I do anything like that. And so, like, the reality of the situation is that I'm just Kendrick, who works at a restaurant, who's a manager of a restaurant. I manage like 1 or 2 days a week, and I serve, and I wait on people, and I am blessed to have that position, and I'm working, a program, and my ego wants to tell me that I'm that, what you're talking about. It wants to tell me that I'm that, but I'm not that. I'm not that. I don't have any accolades. I'm not like, I haven't written a book. I'm not like, I have got to be. And that's what I was talking about. Like, as things get better, things get better. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
As things get better, things get better. And as things get better, things get better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
Things can get out of whack when I attach myself to that. And when I don't put that thing called ego in check.
Uh-huh.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what when you say things like that, and you say things like that, and you put me like that, and you say, which is awesome, and I love that, but I'm not that, because nobody's ever told me that, only you. And it's just like, I gotta be really, the truth of the matter is that, like, hey, listen, I live at a sober living, and like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
And truthfully, I understand that point of view. Trust me, I do. But if I may give you my perspective on it, I don't consider it boasting when I see the spirit moving through you, because I hear this a lot too. And I am nowhere in any form, fashion, way of thinking, or in a position to allow my ego to even open his mouth. But what I can do is boast in the spirit that my higher power has allowed me to move through me. Because, whenever I go to facilitate a group or I go to teach, I always stop and pray and ask God to remove my way of thinking out of the equation and allow the Holy Spirit to not only move in me, through me, but let other people see the light that has been put in me to bring hope and bring people. When you walk in your purpose, Kendrick, that's where I sit there and say, how many people can take pride? Listen to what I'm saying. You're a manager of a restaurant.
I'm one. Listen, I'm one of
You are a,
one.
not the,
Listen,
but a.
I'm A.
Yeah.
When it comes to
You
that list, I'm like A. Does it
I
make
get that. I get that. But listen to what I'm saying. You are a manager at a restaurant. You get to serve people with your warm sense of humor, your phenomenal communication skills. You get to work a program to where you are surrounded by people that you have connected with that not only inspire you, but it's push and pull. And you're a year sober and you respect and understand that little thing, because as things start to get better, they not only get better, but they feel better. And there's nothing wrong with feeling grateful for something that someone else sees in you. Remember that whole criminal addictive, you know, stinking way of thinking would always have us to hear. You know, this is the most. And look, I have to allow myself to accept compliments, not based off who I am,
Right.
but based off he who lives in me.
Yeah.
And so if you're saying thank you, I respect this about you, and I can sit there and say that I have that because of the spirit that lives in me, to him be the glory. I don't want you to miss out on how other people see you, because when they see you, they see he who lives within you. And every time you get a compliment, that's one more time that he gains all the honor and the glory.
Yeah.
That's my perspective on it. Because if we're talking about us, we're eh, but I don't want you to miss out on how people see you.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes, and I have to remind myself, the greatest adversary any man will ever face will be the one he sees in the mirror. And a lot of times we punch that mirror to where it's cracked. There's stains on it from mistakes. There's mildew from misgivings and all that other stuff. But sometimes when we start to clean what we're seeing, sometimes it's those small things that be like, man, I haven't had a cigarette in almost 6 years. I have not been arrested in I don't know how many years. I get to have dinner with my mother. I get to work in a facility that I should own Airbnb stock in.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not based off my accomplishments. It's based off a belief system that I am worthy of being blessed, happy, joyful, loved, and respected. And I feel that if I do not accept the compliment based off the blessings that I have been giving, then I feel that I'm doing him a disservice. Maybe that's just me. But my mother, she's high speed, low drag about that. She says sometimes the compliments aren't meant for you.
Yeah.
They're meant for he who lives within you so that other people can see his glory. And I have to say this, bro, based off what you just said, given the lifestyle and the background that we both come from, what are the odds that 100 people who have had our similar background could be thankful for just the small things you have?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not trying to blow your head up, bro, in no form or fashion.
Oh no.
I just want you to see what other people see, because I am not the only one.
Listen, I get it. I completely get it. I need to apply the humility in every
Yeah.
step of the way. Been here before, been in this situation before. And when I broke it down like to my sponsor one day, it's like, I'm pretty sure like this is what's gonna kind of happen next. Pretty sure this is kind of what's gonna happen next. And it's kind of like, oh well, that happened. And because this is like, typical of Kendrick. What happens is it's like, for me, things kind of get wonky when things get really good.
Yeah.
And I attribute all of that to, you know, EGO. Hey guy, what's up? Like, we got all these things now. Everything is picture perfect now. You know, the world is thinking really good of you now. We can manage this other thing called like using now. We can do this thing successfully now because we have money now. We don't have to do this criminal, like, you know, engage in criminal activity now. We can do this thing now. What happens is that I start to use in the background, which feeds that criminal activity slowly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
With something type of a thing, and nobody knows what's going on because, like, what I'm feeding them, like this public persona that I'm feeding them, that people just love so much, Kendrick. Like, yeah, that whole mentality, I have to tell on it because that's where I'm at. I have to
Hmm.
tell on it. And so, what I'm saying is that, like, okay, that's great. That, like, you know, I'm gonna say it like this, Brian. You're really good. You're really good at, like, you know, building people up and, like, you know, assessing character and, like, really, like, um, I just want to make sure that, like, it's not grandiose.
No, absolutely.
So, like, I want to make sure that, like, when I hear things like that I'm not attaching to things like that, and I can't, like, you know what I'm saying? Because the reality of the situation is that, like, hey, listen, I'm just an average person who's just living. You know, there are other people who are doing the same thing. There are other people who, you know, are doing, you know what I'm saying? And so,
Absolutely.
sure, it is that humility thing that I'm talking about. You know, God plus humility, God who's above plus my humility equals a life of ease and comfort. Because they're gonna get better, Kendrick. They're gonna get better. But my addiction, my that guy lives in the whole, like, hey, listen, I know that this is like, like, I know that this is what it's gonna be okay, you know. Just, you know, once we get all of these things and we get people, you know, to where we want them to be, how we want them to think of you. The truth of the matter is that, hey, listen, I'm really just trying to piece it together, and I'm just an average man at the age of 40 who's just trying to learn life and live it for each and every day, and trying to align with purpose and trying to align and staying sober. That's just what it is for me. Just keeping it simple. Just keeping it simple. So I appreciate your view of me and how you talk about me. I do. I just want to. I'm not taking that and running with it.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. I think that's where one thing that I would say that you and I both have in common is that discernment. You know, sometimes I hear things and I have to sit there and say, what have I done, both mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually? What have I holistically done to be able to accept what you're saying? Because I have to be honest in a lot of things. And like you, I hear a lot of stuff too. I know, like, bro, I am good at this. I am a monster when it comes to grammatic, being a grammatic orator. I'm like Paul Heyman in WWE. I've got that gift. But the question is, what does it mean having this if there's no purpose in what comes behind it? And sometimes I have to ground myself. And luckily, I'm surrounded by individuals like Devin Adams and Miss Kathy and Holly and Yolanda and everybody I am blessed to not only just work with,
Yeah.
but live my life with. They're the ones who not only keep me grounded, but allow me to be joyful in the things that I accomplish.
Yeah.
Because trust and believe, there is no way I could get an ego around Miss Kathy. It's not happening. It's not happening. However, I have learned to be accepting of verbal praise.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to let my ego run with it. I mean, let's look at it like this. I'm going on 6 years clean and sober. I'll be off probation next year around April. I own my own home. I have two vehicles. I have a wonderful job. I start back college. I'm writing a book. I own my own business. I run my own podcast. I have my own merchandise. You know how many other people do that? I can name 100 people easily. So I'm never going to let my ego get inflated to where it's going to think that I'm better than anybody else. Because to me, ego is nothing but a defense mechanism designed to guard my character. My character is based off a belief system of the values I hold dear.
Yeah.
So my leadership, which is my loyalty, my discipline, my honor, my selfless service,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? My integrity, my personal courage, my selflessness. When
Yeah.
I'm holding on to those values right there, my ego will never be inflated because my pride won't let me. People think that ego and pride run hand in hand. My pride is what keeps my ego in check
Yeah.
because I want to be proud of the people who have come before me, the people who have opened doors for me, who continue to open doors for me, so that I never get comfortable in my joyful belief system that I've achieved something. I haven't really achieved much. I've got material things, but I want to talk about what is my legacy going to be? What am I going to leave behind when my father calls me home? What is my dash going to mean?
Yeah.
And my dash will not be respected if ego is the one with the quill.
Yeah. Yeah.
I fully get what you're saying.
Absolutely. It's all about balance. Do you get what I'm saying? A good
Absolutely.
balance. Do you know what I'm saying? We
Hmm.
talk about EGO as if it's a bad thing. It's not necessarily a bad thing. It's only bad when it's out of whack, right? Is a surgeon in the operating room? Hell the fuck yeah! He's excuse my language, but I'm a surgeon here. This is what I do. This is my purpose. This is what I do. I'm the one, doing with the precise cut, and I'm doing all that. Is a surgeon at a basketball game? No, they're just a spectator.
Absolutely.
So that's what I'm talking about. It's like being able to get it in balance, because it does get things done. It does when I'm aligned with everything, and I can take a certain level of pride in what I'm doing, and perform with confidence in that setting when it's like, okay, I'm aligned with everything that's supposed to be happening, and it's a lot of what experience in this whole thing. But when I'm
Mhm.
outside of that, it's like, I'm connecting with other people who are you know who are who they are in their setting. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when I take who I am in my setting and put it somebody else's setting, it's like, wait, what? Hold up, that doesn't make.
Yeah. 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 I get that. Get that. Get that.
I have to talk about it because it's like, I have to check it myself,
Hmm.
or the world does it for me, and that's where
Ooh.
I learn
Yeah.
humility and humiliation that we hear about. Humility and humiliation that we hear about. That
Hmm.
it's like, hey, listen, when I'm operating outside of that realm where it's like, where I'm doing my thing, and then I'm over here and I'm like, and then the world's like, no, that's not what that is, dude. And then I have yoke on my face. It's like,
Yes.
so I
Yeah.
gotta make sure that I see it, and I catch it whenever it arises, even when it's in conversation or it's in talk. That's where I'm at in my recovery, and that's what I was talking about. Shortly after you introduced me, it's like that's where it is, because when things get good as they're supposed to get good, things get good as they're supposed to get. I'm feeling good and everything's working, and then things get good, and then things start to get good, and then things get good, and then things start to get good.
Really good.
I
Yeah.
who I am because I'm not that. I'm not that. Do
Yeah.
I want to be that? Sure, I do. I want to be that. I want to be like the superhero that saves the world. You know, like when I open my mouth, like the whole world is saved. Like when I share, I just want to, but my life is my recovery is a lot more than me going to a meeting and sharing well. Does it make sense? It's all about
Absolutely. Absolutely.
out of my setting. It's all about those spiritual principles that I'm practicing each and every day in all my affairs. And humility is a spiritual principle
Yes.
that I am called to practice at this stage of my development. Because when things get good, Brian,
Bruh.
get good, bro. Good. And they
Absolutely.
and not no rapper, nobody could talk about it the way that I really feel about it because they don't even know how good it is, you know? And so I just gotta check it. Check it. What do you say? What did you say to us in there?
Catch it, check it, change it.
Catch it, check it, change it.
Yes.
If you don't, somebody else is gonna do it for you and they're gonna do it rightfully so.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
gonna be justified in doing it for you.
Yeah.
And we all have some people that we know that we can do that and we can justifiably say, hey, listen, this is not your arena to even act like that or even do that. Like I can't even believe that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Be on the receiving end of anything like that because I've been there before.
Right.
You know? So
Yeah. Yeah. If you know, you know. If you know, you know.
you know,
So yeah. So one last one real quick. And I think and this is just like it's sometimes I see things that most people miss out on. And it's I don't know if it's just like spiritual discernment or that old stinking thinking to where I'm looking for the negative in everything. And I find myself sometimes seeing things as not lost, but more or less like in the wrong place. So I ask people this question a lot because it gives me an idea of their mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual end game. So, say for instance, I know most people may not understand this, but if you're a Marvel fan, it'll make sense. So, you got the Infinity Gauntlet, and you got all 6 gems, and you can snap your finger, and you could either create the reality you want or live the way you think it should. What would you do when you felt your life was in order?
what would I do if I felt my life was in order?
Yes.
Like as in like everything
As in the first thing that pops into your brain.
abracadabra. I create that of which I speak. And that is prayer. That is prayer. I ask, I have because I asked for these things. My thoughts, I pray that my thoughts align with that, that even when I'm not speaking them out loud, because I did tell you that I do talk to myself, and that's what prayer is for me. That's where meditation is for me. But
Absolutely. Absolutely.
when I'm in a public setting, then my thoughts can do that for me. And that's what that is. Because obviously, if everything is going good, then obviously I'm doing what I did the minute before, the second before, the day before is completely aligning it is that it's going good right now, which is allowing me to live happy, joyous, and free. God plus my humility equals a life of ease and comfort. Boom.
I hear all these things like go spend time with my kids or go see my mom or spend time with family or go visit a place I've always wanted to. It's all these really cool, meaningful things. And I'm not saying it's wrong, but ask, believe, and receive. That's what we're called to do in prayer when we ask. We ask for, because our faith calls us to believe in things that we can't see, but know that they're going to be there. And I think my order, when things are in order, I just smile.
Yeah.
Sometimes just smiling and just being thankful that I'm not in a coffin, that I'm not serving time, that I am here. Thankful
Mm-hmm.
that I have the ability to show honor and glory to the beginning and the end, that this is able to just be happy. And I think that's where people think that I'm trying to do all these things so that I can make money or try to do this. And man, look, I feel when I'm walking in my purpose with the Holy Spirit, I'm just along for the ride.
Yeah.
And I'm still new to, even going on 6 years, I'm still new to this living life in God's purpose.
Yeah.
And I'm just, I'm happy. And I can honestly say I'll be 51 in July. And I cannot remember a time other than when I was probably 5 or 6 years old that I have been truly agape love type happy. And it's those moments right there that you can't quantify, you can't create a theoretical physical equation for it. It's one of those things that you have to search for deep down and be thankful that you have the ability to just hold on to.
Yeah.
Because I think it was Denzel Washington that said it once at a graduation speech, you know, the material things go. How many times have you seen a U-Haul behind a hearse? You can't take it with you.
Right.
So a lot of my times I want to be happy with this feeling I have of joy, that I am sober, I am free, I am blessed, and I am loved by the Most High. That would be my thing after the snap.
Yeah.
Thank you, bro. Like, dude, that I think this one was more for me than anybody else, because it's just like the conversations you and I have always had have been meaningful ones to me, because I don't know if it's spirit speaks to spirit or just I love you to death, Kendrick Hurd. You were like one of my favorite people. And it's not based off what you do or how you perform. It's just the person you know you are. And I really respect that, man. I really respect that.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Guy. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I appreciate you. One of these days, man, when you're gonna have to come back on here. Like, I want to get it to where every once in a while I have people that I've been through the academy with or that I'm close with. And I just want you to sit in on some of the podcasts, because I can have like up to 10 people on here
Okay.
and just get a group of people and have a really good conversation.
Absolutely.
And I know it'll have to be on a Sunday because my homeboy works.
And
I'm not mad at that.
but listen, I would love to be a part of this. Thank you so much for having me on. I am very grateful for the invite. I'm very grateful for the conversation. And I would definitely, anytime I want to poke my head in and say, what's up? You know what I'm saying? I want to say what's up.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I will make sure every single time I do one, I will make sure I send you an invite to your phone. And if you just want to pop your head up in here and join, you have an open invitation. I don't care if it's ex-President Obama or if it's Denzel or Matthew McConaughey. You are more than welcome to sit in on this podcast, bro, at any time.
Awesome. Thank you.
Well, my brother, I appreciate you, man. Be blessed in all that you do. I
And
pray miracles and blessings upon you. And man, just have a blessed day and keep doing what you're doing. I'm proud of you, man.
thank you so much, Brian. Thank you. Bye, everyone.
All right, y'all. All right, y'all. I'd like to thank y'all for joining me and Kendrick Hurd. Man, as always, you see what I see. It's that It's that thing he just has that I find amazing. And I am so blessed to have him as a part of my life. I like to thank everybody who joined in. We appreciate your conversation, your attention, your sitting in and watching what we're trying to accomplish here. We're just a place with people who have been broken, trying to put the pieces back together again. And we're trying to do it as a community because mom always says connection is the opposite of addiction. So if you ever feel like your story would be beneficial to somebody, send me a message, man, and you are more than welcome to come on here. If you're trying to inspire, motivate, or encourage people to get their life in order from addiction, alcoholism, childhood trauma, PTSD, mental health, whatever you feel your story might be a benefit for, you're more than welcome to be on this platform. So, as always, I ask that y'all stay safe, stay blessed, stay unchained. Y'all have a blessed day. Thank you for joining us.